Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's so good to have you around. Honestly, thank you so much for showing up. If you are new here, hello, my name is Jesus. I'm a life and wellbeing coach and I specialize in mindfulness and self-awareness. I'm also a yoga and a breathwork teacher and I'm based here in London. And this channel is all about helping you to reconnect with yourself through simple and soulful practices. Today, we're going to talk about something so essential, but often totally overlooked, and it is your breath. This has truly changed my life in ways that are actually hard to describe. In fact, my journey into wellness really began through breathwork, and this is why this video is so important to me. I care deeply about breathwork. It's not just a technique, I see it as a doorway into personal transformation. Your breath is the foundation of life. It's the first thing that we do when we come to the world and the last thing that we do before we leave. And in between, it sustains every single moment of our existence. Do you think that is a coincidence? I don't. Our breath is the key of our existence, not just as human beings, but as a part of the natural world. If you think about it, breath is the exchange of energy, right? It happens in us, it happens in animals, it happens in trees, it happens in the oceans, it happens everywhere. But here is one thing, something so natural and vital is often unnoticed because we breathe on autopilot and we are really unaware of the incredible power we carry with us all the time. Here's the truth. I know breathing happens automatically as it is part of our autonomic nervous system, but it's designed to keep us alive. But if you think about it, there's a big difference between the respiratory system and conscious breathing. And that's what I want to talk about you today. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what breathwork really is, why it's so powerful, and how you can start using your breath to improve your life in a real and a grounded and a practical way, of course. So grab a cozy seat and let's dive in. Now, let's start with the basics. You're breathing right now, right? But are you breathing consciously? When you bring awareness to your breath, you are not just taking oxygen, you are tuning into your nervous system, into your emotions, into your energy, into your sense of presence. And this isn't just a spiritual idea. It's actually backed up by science. Our breath is directly connected to our nervous system. When we are stressed, when we are anxious, our breath becomes shallow. We breathe faster and sometimes we even hold it, right? Our body responds to stress before our mind knows what's going on. But here is the beautiful part. It works the other way around. You can shift your emotional state by shifting your breath, by shifting how you breathe. But it's simple. When you learn how you control your breath, you begin to control how you feel. Let me share a little story with you. A few years ago, God, that was a long time ago now that I think about it. I was on a flight back to London and we hit some turbulence. No, that word turbulence. And I remember there was a teenager girl nearby. She had a full-on panic attack. She was gasping for air. She was completely overwhelmed. She was sobbing. And I couldn't do much, but I moved close to her. And I tried to calm her down by showing how to breathe. So I looked to her eyes and I mimicked her breath. And what I did is just shifting, instead of breathing through the mouth, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Instead of like this, like this. And it worked. Her breath softened. I remember seeing her face. She all of a sudden, the panic passed. And that moment changed how I see breathwork, not just a wellness technique or as a trend, not as a hack, as a lifeline. So, how you use it? Well, listen, there's hundreds of techniques out there. But to keep it simple, I like to group them into 3 types. The first one is breathing for energy. These are dynamic breathwork techniques. They are strong, they're fast, activating, and they're great for mornings, workouts, or when you're feeling a bit sluggish. A good example, for example, is the fire breath. These stimulate your sympathetic nervous system, which is the part of the body that turns your body on, basically. And they're done fast, they're done through the nose or through the mouth, and within minutes your heart rate increases, your temperature rises, and your body feels totally switched on. I personally love this one, but they're not for everyone, and they must be done with care because they can be too intense for people, and you have to do it when you're in the right headspace and of course with a bit of a guidance. The second one is breathing for balance. This helps, for example, to bring you back to neutral. They are amazing, for example, during transitions, before a meeting, or after a conversation, or after, I don't know, if you feel a bit off. One of my favorites here is box breathing, which I think I'm going to explain in a minute. Imagine a square on your mind and you breathe through it. The side of the square represents a phase of the breath. This technique is super simple. It's deeply regulating, and it brings you really back to center in a gently and a safety and a quick way, basically. And the third one is breathing for calm. These are slow and grounding techniques that help you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of you that is time for rest, is time to heal, is time to restore. They're ideal at night, for example, anytime your nervous system feels a bit overwhelmed. A favorite of mine is basically lengthening the exhalation. For example, breathing through 4 and exhalation for 6. That really smooths the entire body. And as I said, your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure goes down, and your entire body enters in a state of calm and presence. And actually, let's practice this one, because I think with a couple of breaths you can feel about it. And to begin, as I said, the first step, as always, is awareness. So let's begin. Let's take a pause and close your eyes. And ask yourself, how am I breathing? I'm breathing fast. Is it shallow? Is through the nose or is through the mouth? This is the key. This is the doorway for everything else. That's awareness. Now let's try something very simple, this pattern together. Let's inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. Let's do it again. In for 4 and out for 6. How does it feel? You see, in minutes you feel well. Now let's talk about some real life situations where you can easily integrate breathwork in your everyday life. I call these micro tiny breathwork moments that you can do when no one is watching. You don't need a mat, you don't need a meditation app, you just need your breath and a little bit of awareness of what you're doing. And let me just share a few of them. One that I really like, for example, is anytime that I'm queuing. I like to practice a balanced breath. We have been on the waiting to check out, right? You feel a bit rushed, you can feel a bit slightly irritated. So this is a perfect opportunity to anchor yourself to something that I call balanced breathing. And just to start by breathing through the nose for a count of 4 and out through the nose for a count of 4. That's it. In for 4 and out for 4. Trust me, no one around you will know what you're doing, and that's the exercise that I explained to you. This is called a box breathing, and you can take even a step further. You can inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold it again for 4. It's literally like a drawing in a square with your breath. Box breathing is used by so many people, and it trains the body to stay calm, focused, and steady. And even in a tense environment, it's perfect. So next time you are standing in line, Don't scroll on the phone, just breathe and let it be a mini reset for you. Another one that I love to practice is when I'm commuting. For example, when I'm on the train, just bring the attention back to the breath. You don't have to do anything fancy here, just bring the awareness to the breath. And again, when you're sitting, just soft your jaw, relax your shoulders, and just simply breathe through the nose. You can do this with your eyes open. I mean, you don't have to close your eyes. There's no counting, there's no effort, just awareness. Notice the temperature of the air, feel the freshness of the air as it comes in, and the warmness is on the way out. And let this become a habit. If you're commuting, let this be your little daily anchor. And of course, listen, if you're driving, do not do anything that takes your focus away of the road, okay? But if you're a passenger or if you're walking, it's a great chance, for example, to come back to the body, to ground yourself before whatever you're going. Another one that I really like to do is before a meeting, a class, I like to take 3 deep breaths. Honestly, this one is so good and it's so simple but so powerful. Right before any meeting or any moment where you need to show up fully, take a pause. Take a deep breath through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Let's do it again. In through the nose. One last time. In through the nose. Honestly, these 3 breaths can completely change your energy. I mean, I'm feeling it already. I call this like a mini detox because it clears any tension from the body away. It just softens your face. It really shifts your mind first to a state of calm and confidence. I often do this before I teach, before a presentation, or before anytime I have to have that phone call. I'm here for it. It takes 30 seconds, honestly, and it can completely change how you show up. Another tip where you can bring a breathwork is after a long day, honestly. And this is so simple. It's about extending the exhalation. I'll say this is another one of my favorites, of course, but when your nervous system is fried, when you've been there all day, go, 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 and your mind, you just need to shut off, lie down, get comfortable, and just breathe gently through the nose. Then exhale twice as long. For example, if you breathe in for 4, exhale for 8. And don't really get stuck on the counting here. The idea is simple. Just make your exhalation longer than your inhalation. This activates your body rest response, and it slows down the heart rate, it lowers your blood pressure, and it gently tells your body it's time to go. I literally call this a nervous system hug because it is so restorative, and it is the perfect way to transition to the evening or to bedtime. And finally, breathwork on the go or breathwork in movement, whether you're walking, maybe you're practicing yoga or you're lifting weights, your breath is your guide. Try to breathe through the nose as much as possible because it does help to better regulate the energy. It keeps your nervous system more stable and improves oxygen efficiency through the body. And of course, if you're out of breath, you breathe however you need. Honestly, don't worry much about this, but over time, nose breathing can build more resilience and a deeper sense of inner control. That's the truth, because it helps you to train not only your body and your muscles, but your mindset too. Let me end with this. Your breath is your anchor. In moments of stress, in moments of stillness, in moments of joy, in moments of overwhelm, it's always there. And you know what's the best part? That it is yours. It's free. You don't need a class, you don't need a guru, you don't need incense or music. You just need your presence, just awareness, just breathe. Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, if this video has resonated to you, please let me know in the comments. And I would love to ask you, have you tried breathwork before? And what have you felt, or what have surprised you the most? Thank you so much for all the comments. Honestly, I read all of them. I replied every single message, honestly, because this space is so special, and I love that it's just slowly growing. Honestly, I'm so excited. And if you'd like to go deeper, join my Patreon, where I have exclusive content. I have tons of breathwork exercises, and I host Q&A. And you can also check on my website for any upcoming events or my classes that I host here in London. All the links are down below. Until next time, listen, keep breathing, staying grounded, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.